sister and brother surfers of the binary ocean. In this video we're doing looping, and so I did some planning for looping. I thought a good way to do loops in Swift for our cruxForth would be to just have a loop stack, right? And so when we see like a begin, if we do it, say we do a begin until loop, which is a common loop in Forth, if we do a begin, then it would set a variable that says, we're to true, that says we're in the loop, or maybe not even need that, I guess. And then we would have a loop stack, and everything after that begin would get added to the loop stack until we reach the until keyword. And then the until would check a condition. If this is true, then if it was false, then it would go back to the beginning of the loop stack and process each thing again in that loop stack, and keep doing that until the condition becomes true. So I think it would be fairly simple to implement a while loop, but I realized that we can actually implement loops with our cruxForth with the tools that we've built into it right now. We don't even need to build loops, and I thought that would be more rewarding. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to implement our loops right within our own cruxForth. In order to make a loop in any programming language, all you really need is the ability to define words or functions. They're called words in Forth. They're called functions in most programming languages. And then if you want to be able to end the loop, then you need the ability to look at a condition, to shift gears based on true or false. In Forth, there's a number of different types of loops, as you can see here in this video for my Forth programming course, the loops video. There's this do loop, which loops through a number of times. There's a begin until loop. This also can include a while. I thought it would be cool to replicate this begin until loop, just the results of it, not the actual loop, but get the same results within our own cruxForth without needing any help. So you can see we put 10 on the stack, and then we do the loop, and it counts down from whatever the value is on the stack. It counts down by 1 in increments of 1 until it reaches 0. That is what we're going to do, and it's pretty simple in Forth. It's simpler than I thought it would be. So we just make a word. We'll call it loop. We'll add 1 to the stack. Then we'll subtract the top value of the stack. We'll subtract 1 from the top value of the stack, right? This subtracts the top 2 values on the stack. Then we'll duplicate whatever value is on the stack. Then we'll add 0 to the top of the stack, and we'll check if 0 is equal to whatever's on top of the stack. This equal checks the top 2 values on the stack to see if they're equal. If they are equal, it returns -1, and if they're not equal, it returns 0. Now our if will do the if part of an if-else if it sees -1. It'll do the else part if it sees 0. So we have if-else loop then. Loop is the name of this word that we're creating. So basically what we're saying is run this word from within itself, right? So that's our word. It adds, so let's say we have, we'll start with putting 5 on the stack. That's all that's on the stack. So if we have a 5 on the stack, it's going to put a 1 on the stack on top of that. And then it's going to subtract 5 and 1, so it'll be 4 on the stack, and it's going to print that 4 out. That's what that subtracted. It prints the value to the terminal, and then it's going to duplicate what's on top of the stack, which is that 4. So now there's 2 4s on the stack. Then it's going to add a 0, so there's 4 4 0 on the stack. Then it's going to check and see if the top 2 values of the stack are equal, which would be 4 and 0. They're not equal. So it would take those 2 values off. So then there will be a 4 and a 0 on the stack. Since it's 0, this if doesn't run here. It runs the else part, which runs loop. So we come back to the beginning and do the whole thing over. And eventually it keeps doing this until 0 equals the top value on the stack, which would be, so the top value on the stack is 0. and then it hits if instead of else, and when it hits if, it does nothing. So it just ends. So now we have 5 on the stack. Let's do our loop. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's do it. We did a 10 in the video there. So let's do a 10, and then do our loop. Well, let's see what's on the stack first. There's a 0 there too. I think that'll be okay. We'll try it. Yeah, there it is. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now we have 2 zeros on the stack. We could add something to this too that would in the if, maybe just take that 0 back off the stack. Let's do that. So it'll be loop 1 minus dupe 0 equals if pop else loop then. Okay. So let's try it again. Now let's see what's on the stack. We'll take those 2 values off, and then we'll add a 10, and we'll do our loop. And it printed an extra 0 just because we popped that 0 off, and pop prints that value to the stack or to the terminal. But it's all good. It's still working properly, right? Working as expected. And let's try, so then we did 11, I guess, in this. We did 11 and then 20. Let's just do them just for the heck of it. So you shouldn't be anything on the stack now, right? Do 11, do our loop. Okay, and then we'll do 20 and do our loop. There it is. So our loop is good. We have a loop. We have an actual loop that we made with cruxForth. So that's it for cruxForth. Of course, I will plan to refactor and add new features and things like that as time goes on, and I'll always make videos of that kind of stuff. But I'm going to do one more video, just kind of a wrap up, looking at maybe what I would have done different next time, that kind of thing. I appreciate any of you who stuck with it this long, and thanks for watching. Peace out.